All right, how is it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Forward Thinking Founders, where we're talking to founders about their companies, their visions for the future, and how the two collide. Today, I'm very excited to be talking to Bruna Paese, who is the creator of Iubi. Bruna, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Hey, how are you? Thanks so much for the invitation. Everything is really fine. And the year and excited for next year, how will be and what are you building next year?
Yeah, I'm also excited for the next year. And if you're listening to this, in your car or wherever you are, we already have made it to 2020. So we all made it. Welcome everyone to the new decade and the new year. I hope
Yes.
this is one of the first podcasts you listen to in the new year to kick it off to a good start. But with that, let's just kind of dive right in to what you're working on. What is Iubi?
Okay, Yubi is a robot driven for improve kids' health. And we start with a product, but we build in we build the comment. Oh my god! Just because it started to record. Okay, again.
Yeah, no
You
worries.
you can cut. Sorry for give you more work. Yubi is a robot created to improve kids' health, and we start last year in 2018. And again, I'm talking about the year just because this will pass in the oh my god in 2020, just to confuse everyone. Okay, so let's talk about without time. Okay, I created this in 2018. And well, the robot talk with kids because they need to follow treatment in chronic disease. So it's not just about to medicine. It's about have a healthy routine. So they need to have a nutrition and exercise and plus the medication. So the robot just follow Yubi, just follow the kids. The kids are trainer of robot, so they need like teach the robot how to be healthier and how make these things more fun for the experience that is not even nice. Is a difficult situation that you need to pass through. So the UB is more to help them to take better decision about their health.
So let's talk about kind of how it works and what the almost user experience is like. So is this something that a parent would get for a kid, and then like how do they engage with it? Does it talk? Does it what are some of the things that it can do if I'm actually have it right in front of me?
Yeah, we created experience based in 3 points, 3 factors. First, the biologic factors. So the UV collect vital signs, uh, heart rate, oximetry, and temperature. And in the voice, you can detect, for example, if the kids have some change in their, for example, pain, or the kids can communicate about their pain. This is about vital signs and is one of our factor. The other is based on behave. So they get rewards, points, and we incentive engage them with this experience. So it's to test, for example, for kids, it's really important that they have autonomy to take decisions. Because, for example, if you go to a school and someone offer you a chocolate and you have a diabetes, so what happened? You have a problem. And if the kids don't have a condition to take a decision alone, is a problem. So we measure this and we engage the kids to have their own decision about their behavior. And the last one is environment, because everything, sorry, around us influence our health, and we need to consider that, for example, we already know that if you have a stress, your body you absorb different nutrients. So we analyze and we give this experience for the user to keep them update about their situation, for example, if they are happy or if they are stressed. So it's more like than just an experience that they have from us. We connect with other solution, offer other health solution, and we already arranged some partnership with universities. So the own university is creating the experience. So more than just provide the experience, we provide the solution that I can connect with other solutions to provide this for the user.
That makes sense. A couple of things. I'm gonna cut here for a second. I don't know what it is, but there's something on your audio that it's like clipping every couple of seconds.
Really?
I don't think it's anything physical that's happening, but I can like show you the replay. It's like it almost sounds like a chop every maybe like 4 or 5 seconds. Do you by chance have?
Do you wanna maybe
yeah.
check? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
And is happening the same thing?
So far, I don't hear anything now.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds better, I think. I don't hear it. It might have been the headphones. I don't know.
Yeah, it can be. I just borrowed for my sister. I didn't check. I have another. I will try. Sorry to do this.
No worries. No, it's all good. Right now, the audio sounds pretty good too. So I think it might have been the headphones.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not talking. I'm not explaining really well. Maybe because it's in English, but I will improve the less.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. So now.
Yeah, say a couple of things.
Okay. Is better now? I don't know.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was just those headphones.
Yeah, sorry. Do you want to start again?
Let's how about let me ask let's start from the beginning. Not like the very beginning, but just like about what it's like using Iubi. I think that'll be good for the audio and good for the whole production. So okay. What question should I? I'm gonna start with the first question, just to make sure the audio is consistent. Sorry for the little extra work.
No, and I can explain better.
Yeah, exactly. Cool, and also the audio will sound the same the whole time. So, all right, take 2. I'm actually I'm gonna start totally from scratch. So just give me 1 second.
Yeah, let's do this better.
No. It was just the audio. No, you're all good. Cool. So I already had that. So we're gonna do okay. All right. So let's dive into what you're working on with Iubi. So can you explain what Iubi is?
Okay, Iubi is a robot for kids first, and it's a whole experience that they need train the robot with their own routine. And we created a solution based in some factors that is based in three factors: biological, behave, and environment. And for that, we creating the robot some mechanism to help the kids to understand this process. For example, we have in front of the cheese LED that communicate with colors. For example, if it's red, the kids need to take the pill. If it is blue, the kids need to collect the vital signs. So we have in the physical product the oximetry, heart rate, and temperature for the kids, and we to collect some signs in the voice of the kids, because you talk with the kids to understand if they are good, if they took the pills, and if they have some problem, if they understand. And we analyze to the environment to help the kids. For example, we already know that if we have some stress, our body collect different nutrients, and this can change everything in the treatment. So we analyze everything that affect our health, and we put as an experience for the kids. So they get points, rewards, badges, and they can share with friends and to understand all the process, because the most solution for not just for kids, but in general for patients, they reduce the patients for just what I say, just forget to take pills, and it's not the reality. Of course, sometimes we forget we have take pills, but when you have a chronic disease like cancer, asthma, diabetes, or cystic fibrosis, you have to do this every day, and it's more than you wanna forget. Not that you wanna just, you remember this all the times that you have a disease. So is the true problem is not that you forget to take medicine. Is a whole experience, is a difficult, is a really hard routine. So you be follow the routine with the kids to make the things more, we can say, funny, and same time more special for them.
So I'm on your website right now, and it's really cool, some of the things that you have on here. I want to dive into how you use Ubi for augmented reality. Like, I'm looking at this picture of an iPhone, and there is an augmented, like this augmented Ubi on the phone. Can you kind of explain how you use AR and different types of technologies for the company?
Yeah, in fact, the experience is similar to augmented reality, but we are using image recognition. So, for example, we have now two experience for kids with, I don't know really in English, but I believe it's bronchitis. I think it's the same. It's a lung problem. And for example, the kids can find in house if they have some peluche that is a cool toy, right? That they cannot breathe with these things. So the idea is a game when they can find this object in the room, and they can change this for and understand that they cannot have this kind of things in the house. Another experience, for example, you can just take a picture of your food, and then you teach the robot which kind of food you are eating, and Yubi is learning about human uh, foods, and then you can like say like, okay, this is a apple, and Yubi start asking, oh, this is a fruit, this is a pasta, and then they interact with the kids to understand what they are eating and to teach some or give some tips about their nutrition. But because in this case for chronic disease, the most important part is not what the kids are eating, but what they cannot eat, right? So for diabetes, they cannot eat chocolate or sugar, something like that. So it's more driven for this kind of a specific situation.
That makes sense. It's very cool, and it's very technologically enabled, which is interesting. I'd love to hear the backstory on why you decided to get started with this company.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, just one thing, because this is really interesting for maybe for you that is not the reality in South America. In the beginning, the experience of this image recognition was in the toy, in the robot. But here for us in South America, is a little bit creep. You have a camera in your kid's toy. So we did an analysis with parents, and they say, no, 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 we cannot do, we cannot handle a camera, so we put in the phone, in the app. And this story started when I did a volunteer in a hospital in Brazil, in a children's hospital. And for me, it was really difficult in that time because I saw kids losing hope because they are really like small humans trying to survive. And this is really changed me inside. So I went to another time years later for this technology hackathon event, and I listened from the coordinator in the communication that they have a huge problem between the health professional and the patients when they go home to follow the treatment home, because of course when you're in hospital you have the restriction of nutrition, you have you take your medicine on time, but when you go home things change, you have your own routine, you need go to school or sometimes not, so they have a really difficult to maintain this communication between the health professional and the patients, even because it's key. Because for example, when you're an adult, you know what is pain, you know what you are having, and for kids, no, everything is new. So we decided to start with kids for that, but we are already planning to launch for seniors. But our huge difference in the market is the ludic part that involve everyone in the treatment, because since you need to have this experience to teach, to get in touch, is more than just reply some a personal assistant saying, yes, I took my medicine, or we transform the experience in the day of the person. So this is our difference.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It's definitely one of the most unique products that I've heard about that have come on the podcast. I'm kind of curious, how has it been being in the hardware space? Like most people that come out of this podcast, it's the world of bits, not the world of atoms. And I feel like once you get into the world of atoms and build physical stuff, it gets a little crazy. So what has it been like working on hardware?
Yeah, plus in South America, because we build the Iubi in Brazil and Chile. It's different country, right? And for access some boards and some components, it's really hard. It's not that you just, hey, I'm going just to China and build some hardware, or I just go to Adam Freud to buy some stuff. No, you don't have access to these things. So it's really was a huge journey. First we try different kind of boards, and then we decide back for the first. So we decide just run in this like bootstrap mode to test some models, and later to scale is better and fast. And this is the different thing, because here we have a really lack of capital, so it's difficult to access. Like you go to investor and they say, oh, this is amazing project, but you need finish the MVP, but to finish the MVP you need money. So what we did, we looking for first we launching Indiegogo campaign, but was not really, we could not reach because we launched in English and our audience speak Portuguese and Spanish, so it was a little bit mess. But we found a really good opportunity in companies like insurance company and pharmaceutical companies. So we are around them. But more than just, this is a thing that I really say to my clients, and this is really nice too, because instead to go there and say, hey, I'm going to sell you to you deliver to your just patients, we want to involve everyone to building together. So this is really magical, because we can like understand not just the user experience that is the most important part, but we can understand the parents, we can understand the doctors, we can understand the insurance company, the pharmaceutical company, that of course everyone say, but Bruna, they are the evil guys in the world, but they needed to change, right? This model that they are offering, that is like to thinking in health, is not really to think in health. We are treating our disease. And this is what we want to change with Iubi. We want to help them to think in health, not just like, hey, I have a disease and I need to take pills and I need. So how can we hack the system and really be healthier for everyone? So sometimes when I pitch Iubi, I say, we analyze vulnerable people, that is kids with chronic disease, and how we can become more like superhumans. So this is our struggle in the situation, because how we building a idea that is hardware, there is a product that really the hardware is just one part. The shelter, the manufacturing to do the assemblage, the everything is another reality. Because for example, here we have a huge industry. So when they want to build every plastic thing, they go to China, or they building inside, or they and cost something like $20,000. So what do we do? We print in 3D, and then we change for silicone mold. In US you can find a lot of this process, but in South America I just found one. So this is a thing. So how can we reduce costs, do a bootstrap, involve everyone, and build a product? I can tell you we found some miracle in the middle, but now I can tell you, because we really built. So you'll be stalking, you'll be collect vital sign with occurrence. So this is like a huge step, and it was a huge year doing trying and talk with engineer in China and US and Europe and everywhere to really make this hardware solid to scale later. Basically, this is the story.
Did you ever consider moving to the States to lower your costs and like just make it a little easier on yourself, or were you always going to stay where you are?
Yeah, in the beginning, we try to test because we validate in the campaign the market. Because first of all, we thought that Brazil or Chile was not prepared to receive a robot. Really, we now just to have an idea, in November they start sell Alexa and Google Home in Brazil. Like 5 years later, this is crazy. It's like our reality. And of course, it's not just about access to products, but it's an infrastructure too. So for example, you'll be running internet and wi-fi and all these things, but you go to a street and you don't have a good internet, so it's really a limitation. And of course we can have a easier life in US or China or Europe, and I plan to go. I really plan to go. But what happened in South America, they really want to buy this. So for companies, for kids, and we have a huge niche in chronic disease. So just in Brazil, every year, 15,000 kids have some kind of cancer. And it's only one disease that we work. So it's like it's really a huge market. So we decided to start sell in Brazil, Chile, later Colombia, Mexico, that we cannot have so much access to technology, and later go to US, Europe, and more. But to build, we are looking for partnership, and because when you reach more sales, like 1,000, at least 1,000, we can produce in China. But until you go this point, people need really trust in the product. You need the early adopter. It's the same process, and it's not different, but things here go slowly. And I think in US, the mindset of the health is really further, but in the same time, it's really hard to convince them to change. So really depends the health situation of public health. For example, in Brazil, everyone can have a free access to health. You don't have this in US. So it's not just to build. How we sell in US in another mentality. So it's a new challenge. I swear I want to go, but I need to have a conditional to go to, about capital, about structure. And I think now we are good doing here in our market.
Definitely.
I don't know. I want to go everywhere. This is my plan.
Oh, for
When
sure.
I do my first $1 million, my personal first $1 million, I will buy a boat and I will just travel the world. Just this is my.
That's the digital nomad life right there.
Yeah, but it's different when you talk about go global. It's a little bit different because every country has their own bureaucracy, their own style, their own way to conduct, regulation, everything. So of course, US is a huge market, like Brazil, like Mexico, like Europe. So for example, in Brazil, you live by yourself. You don't need to go outside to create a market, and this makes us think really regional, and sometimes the problem is global. And this is my personal goal, that I want to bring Iubi for different regions. So for example, we are in touch with a Malawi project in Africa, and the first touch was, but wait, how we bring a robot to Africa, because they don't have touch with technology. And I say, okay, but if you keep the distance between, access and technology, we are just, increase the gap. We are not really trying to solve this situation. So we are transforming UBI offline solution. So how can we really reach different countries? But first we need to start local and then go global.
That's how to do it. And congrats so far on the success. It sounds exciting. Love to hear what the future looks like for you. You just mentioned start local, go global. Can you paint what the vision looks like for this company in 10 years from now, 100 years from now, what you want to have achieved?
Oh my God, but people will think I'm crazy. We have a tree.
That's the best. The answers that make people think you're crazy are the best answers. That's the ones I'm looking for.
Okay, I will be sincere. No, in fact, we have a plans, of course. I think that data driven in health is the future. I mean, it's present, but really the market don't buy data, they buy solutions. So the future will be data driven, and we have for short term three solutions: the for kids, for elders, and for people with disability. So we want to reach a point that we have, of course, a monitoring and collect data, but to analyze this information. So we want to really be focusing how we can use this information, the three pillar that we have: biologic, behave, and environment, to understand how can we be healthier and really don't be sick anymore. Because when you have these three factor, of course, not just our solution but connect with other solutions, we can really go through these answers. Because today we don't have, for example, we have a disease. My cousin yesterday was like with some kind of flu. Yeah, but I drink water. What is really the origin of our disease? Is it stress? Is our DNA? Is our local situation? So we can really go deep in this question, and this is the future of Iubi. But we conduce this with robots for specific public.
All right,
And this is the reason that I say people will think I'm crazy, but
no, it's
example,
good.
we can use, for example, electric. I don't know in English. EGC, electrical. I don't know English, but you can collect electric. Oh my God, I cannot say this in English. I cannot even say this in Portuguese.
It is all good. It is all good. If at some point
Yeah.
you catch it, I can go back into the podcast and splice in the single word, and it'll all be good.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
this
but
is cool.
basically it's like you can really go deep in like uh, brand connection with a robot, and you can have communication. For example, people with disability that they cannot talk, they cannot even hold a pen. So how can we really improve the communication for them and make their lives easier? So this is our really what move us, what make us every day start again, and make their lives easier. Basically that.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's cool. I have a couple more questions for you. Do you you've been on quite the journey so far with this company, and it seems like the best is ahead of you, right? Just like it always is. What are some of the things that you've learned along the journey of this company? Things that might stick out more than others?
Well, I learned a lot, really, because before I had another solution that was for cities that I work with the same base data to take decision, and I was in front of time. I was like 2 years before everyone, and I realized that a timing is really important. So I think with Ubi, instead just say like, yeah, we have this idea, I really went to the market and I really talked with everyone, and not just to validate, to say, hey, I have this idea, but to understand their moment. Because time is not just about I have a solution you want to buy. It's more like what is the really big problem you're going through this moment and in the future. This is really really important. So you need what I learned in this situation was like, okay, for example, pharmaceutical, now they are really engaged for patients engagement to take the medicine and everything. But where is going the pharmaceutical industry? They are going to customize medicine for everyone. So we need to be aligned with this both solution to not lose this time. So I learned how to understand, like have this empathy with everyone, like doctors, why they have so difficult to understand the needs of patient in home, even in their hospital or everything, because the communication is a huge solution, a huge problem, huge struggle we had. And so this was the first thing that I learned, how to validate something. The other thing was to try like different things to build in the solution. I learned like to have less mistakes, because sometimes we really believe that one way is the only way. And I don't know, I think it was every day is a new knowledge, a new thing that you discover. It's not just because our solution, but it's more because the situation. For example, I was in Chile, and in the middle of the event that we were promoting there, the country just explode with a lot of protests and everything. So you need to deal with a lot of things to really maintain your business running and working. And more this kind of knowledge that I had. What else? You know, more like talk. And this is a thing. We did everything public. Every mistake, ever fail, everything that we decide, we say like, we are doing this. This is our moment. And of course, this exposes us, and is a thing that no one liked to do. But what it really helped us was that people knew what we need. So they really say like, hey, maybe should try this, maybe you should try this. So um, maybe it's like really specific decision, but it really helped us. And this is a thing that I will bring to the next year and ever, because um, sometimes we have a fear to fail, and this is the reason that we don't talk what we need or what we are doing. And the opposite can help us too, because when people know what we need, what we want, they can help us. I don't know. Maybe this.
It's good. I I'm kind of interested in the last thing you said. People have a fear of failing, so they don't even let themselves fail in the first place. But really, that is the ultimate failure, right? That, like, not even trying and just going safe forever. Like, that's how you fail. So I think that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Uh, what?
And this is
Yeah.
a thing. For real, what is the right answer? I don't think we have the right answer, because the variables change around us. So sometimes it's better you try one thing and then another thing. And first, before, I had like some, of course, doubts about myself, about the company. But when you talk with other founders, right, and you understand that you are not the only one, that you're not the only one doing the same, going to the same path, and you understand that this is a thing. The most important thing you have in this journey, right, is the path you go. What do you learn? What do you do? People you met, like how you create value to all. And this is, I think, is the most value thing that we can do, doing a business, or building something for people that really need. And it's really special when you have these, like this purpose, because a lot of time I really thought to give it up. Not just give it up, but maybe I was not the right person to do this project. And I remember that a girl, a mom in Twitter, she followed me, and she was always that I claim for something like, oh, it's hard or I'm not doing. She retweeted my post, because she has a kid with cancer, and she always say like, Bruna, don't give it up, we need you. So in same time, that is like really purpose, that you need, like you make promise for others, for kids. This is really strong. This is like a thing you think, oh, maybe I'm not the right person, because someone could do this fast or better. And I had the opportunity to like work for other companies or go, and I said no. I never found any solution like us. And if I swear, if I find, I can buy and deliver for kids that I promised, but we didn't find it yet. So this is what move us. And I think when you have this purpose, you keep the path. I don't know if I explained myself.
I think you did. I think everyone has a different perspective, and I think that's what makes it valuable, right? Well, I have I think one. I think I got one question for you to wrap it up, and then we'll call it a day. Thank you so much for coming on. I think what you're working on is super unique. And it's just, you kind of seem like an outlier. Like of everyone, like I got all these people that come onto the podcast, and I just feel like you are an outlier in the best way. I feel like outliers are the ones that surprise people and then the win, because they don't match the pattern. So I think it's cool. So I appreciate what you're working on. The last question is, obviously you've not been on an easy journey. It's been hard, and it's not going to be easy in the future. It's still going to be hard. But you got a whole community of people that are listening, that want to help, that can help. So my question to you is, what can the forward-thinking founders community do to help you?
Well, Iubi is really like a open platform. It's not open source, but it's really open for everyone that want to help. With knowledge, with time, with energy, feel free to join us in this journey. And I think like share experience, or open doors is really a way to help. I do this for my colleagues and for my founders community too, because this is a thing we can do for each other. Like, hey, I know someone that you can talk. Maybe it's not like a directly a transaction, right? But this can really help. So feel free if you have some tips or idea or knowledge or someone to share. We are open, always open.
Boom. Well, y'all heard it here. So help out if you can. If people wanted to get in touch with you or find you on the internet, the interwebs, where can they find what you're working on or get in touch with you online?
Okay, this is a thing that maybe in this new decade, I won't be so present online, because this is a thing that everyone say, Bruna, you need to stop to talk, because I talk a lot. But this is a thing I want to say. I am everywhere. I am on Twitter, in Facebook, in Instagram, in LinkedIn, email, WhatsApp, wherever you try to find me, you can find. So you can find like Bru, Prupaese, everywhere. So, and my name is Bruna Paese in LinkedIn. You can find me too. My email is bruna.paese ub.me. Sorry, my English, I
All
still
right.
improve all the words.
You're killing it. You're doing great. Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming onto the podcast and sharing about what you're working on. Best of luck to you moving forward, and I hope some people that are listening matches your ask and helps out. So thanks again for coming on, and just keep up the good work. I really appreciate the time.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we are starting our first pilot, and we are already testing hospitals. So in some months, we have a lot of information about how we really can improve the kids' experience and everything. So I can keep all up to date. Thank you
Sounds
so much
good.
for the invitation. It was a pleasure to talk with you. I'm sorry if I could not express myself in some point, but the idea, I think, it was shareable.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.